6:35 right now. You have probably seen the name on a few buildings in our area. Morsani, Frank Morsani, definitely a mover, shaker, and a builder. Well, he's got a new book about his life and his experiences. It's called To Be Frank. And when he was asked to do it, he said, "Hasn't everyone had a life like mine?" Hardly, Mr. Morsani, hardly.
Rehashing your memories or pulling things up on your mental computer. It was pretty interesting.
Interesting. That's one way of describing Frank Morsani's life. Could have turned out differently. A child of the Dust Bowl Depression in Arkansas and Oklahoma. It was tough. My dad always told me about that time. He said, "We were poor, but I don't think we knew how poor we were."
I agree with that. Like I've said about that everyone was poor and nobody realized you were poor. You didn't think it was never a discussion. Everybody was in the same boat.
Frank joined the Navy, later the auto business, and that's what brought him to Tampa. Eventually, 30 dealerships.
Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, and Nevada. We had a lot of fun.
Along the way, Frank Morsani became a champion for small business, worked with 3 presidents, Carter, Reagan, and Bush 41, while with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. But perhaps the craziest and most hard-learned lessons of Frank Morsani's career, the effort to get baseball to Tampa Bay. You may know the story. Several teams danced with us, and Frank Morsani was quite a dance partner. Turns out, everybody backed out. Morsani and Tampa Bay were plagued by teams using us to get what they wanted back home. And when it was finally over?
It took me 2 years to be able to read a sports page. That was the most devastating time in my life. I thought we had done everything that they kept asking us to do.
It took a toll, emotionally and financially. Bankruptcy.
Said, well, you know, we've lived all over the United States. We've overcome things. So every morning, like I said, I'll get up and shave, and you get up and comb your hair, and we just charge on, and that's what we did.
That's so funny. I went right to that. That is exactly what I went to. I reinforced not only to Carol, but to myself as well. Get up in the morning, comb your hair, wash your face, look in the mirror. We've never done any man wrong. I'm comfortable with that.
That's correct.
And you paid it back?
Yeah.
Frank Morsani may have been done with baseball, but not football. With his good friend, Leroy Selman, they brought football to USF. These days, it's philanthropy that drives Frank Morsani, and he's still going strong. I would say you've lived the American dream, yes?
Yes. In fact, it wasn't even a dream. I couldn't even, I have no idea how my life evolved.
You know, 3 times during that interview, Frank Morsani talked about being in the twilight of his life. I think you can see if that's true. Twilight looks pretty good. And as for baseball in St. Petersburg today, I asked him what he thinks, what's going to happen to our Rays. Well, he's not going there. Hands are washed of it, no longer his fight.
Not his cross to bear anymore.
Yeah.
What a great man.
Yeah, he sure is.
Very nice piece.
Thank you.
I love